Oh. So close.
Maybe movies.
He's turned his hat round.
So he has.
Do you think that's kind of like fighting talk, is it? I think we'll be all right if we just don't look him in the eye.
Okay then.
That might be rubbing it in a bit.
Just looking over here.
Yeah, exactly. Hello and welcome back. We are Shoddy Elastic for all of your comic timing needs when your pants need to fall down.
Maybe what he said?
I don't think so. Welcome back to Maybe Movies. My name is Max.
And I am Sam.
And we are bang slap in the middle of the month
Oh, yes.
with our seasonal mashups of Gremlins and Hellraiser, as they are now lovingly known as Hellins and Gremraiser.
Remraiser. Remraiser.
We're not going to get copyright striked at all. So, if you've been following us so far this month, you'll know that we are up to Act 3 of Hellins, where we finally get to play with the Cenobites.
At last.
Yes. Not in a way that they will enjoy. Before we do have the most important thing, which is...
Oh, libations.
Yes, ablutions. Or rather, not ablutions, because you don't want to be washing in mulled wine.
No.
It's a bit sticky. Cheers. Got it. Yay. So, best of the season to you.
Indeed.
Yay. Cheers, buddy.
Charles.
Excuse me. We are going to do a quick shout out, and today is for another old friend. Again, I haven't checked out his channel for a while, which is on me. Sorry, buddy. This is for Christopher from the Alien Boy Art, which was previously Petrichor Studios.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Yes. Who does art. Does mostly seems to be doing a lot of stuff as shorts now.
Well, why not?
Yeah, exactly. But he's a very talented young man, and offers some sound advice. Mostly it's just him showing off his work, but with some nice tips as well for budding artists out there.
Nice.
So please do. Obviously, link will be in the description below, but do check him out.
Do it. Just do it!
Okay, let's, without further ado,
Yes, right. Let's put this down here.
start watching Gremlins, ready for the next episode. I did sort of think, and again, obviously, with how we do this, we're sort of dealing with problem solving quite a lot. There was a couple of bits, I don't know how we implement them, but again, when you watch the Peltzers, there's a few things I think where we kind of haven't allowed them to be themselves within the story.
How do you mean?
The only one that I can really definitely put my finger on is like we've kind of glossed over, oddly enough, as we've done the thing for Christopher, the fact that Billy is an artist.
Oh, yes, I suppose.
I mean, I thought of a way that we could possibly just slot it in here.
I was going to say, I figured you'd say that with something in mind.
Something like when he wakes up in the hospital, he gets maybe just like a notepad and a pencil off the doctor, and so rather than just going straight in for picking up the box,
Yeah.
starts trying to draw what he saw.
Okay, what, like Frank and everything?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Because I know you mentioned last time that there was a couple of hiccups coming up, and there is a few.
It starts to get more complicated.
There's a way, I think there may be a way around this, because I'm wondering, after Billy runs off and he does his thing and he falls over and wakes up in the hospital. Because there's a couple of bits where it flicks back to what's happening in the house.
Oh, of course, yes. I mean, even that is going to be a problem.
Well, what if?
What? Random beard hair in my mouth. Lovely.
That's
Lovely.
Not. That doesn't,
chewy.
That doesn't come with the mulled wine. I'm pretty sure.
No, it doesn't. No.
So what if? My first thought was, what if, in his rage at having lost the box, that might be the point where we lose Lynn.
I see.
But then I suddenly thought, what if we lose Lynn and he takes her skin?
That's where I assumed you were going with it. I have to admit, if you're going to do this, we're going to go whole hog, right?
It's Frank. It's Uncle Frank.
We don't really want to talk about... I know it's a horror film and it's Clive Barker, but let's not really just go too much into what's going on downstairs, because I don't really want to be thinking about the last turkey in the shop poking out of some beef curtains.
Oh, no. Dude. What's he like?
Too much time on my hands.
Way too much.
Because then what I thought we could do... Again, it might make it a bit quick. So let's play it through.
I was going to say, I mean...
I'm rushing ahead towards the end, sorry.
It does. I mean, we could do that, but it immediately draws problems.
With those scenes with Billy in the hospital, when we get the flashbacks to the house, he could just have her as a hostage. We don't actually see what he's done until later, and I had kind of an idea. Well, let's play it through, because we've got other things to deal with first.
Oh, okay. All right, okay.
We get Billy meeting the Cenobites.
Billy at the hospital, Billy meeting the Cenobites. That I feel like that's going to go on rails, that part of it. Because, of course, Billy, we already know that Billy's a curious boy. I mean, the first thing he did after getting the Mogwai was figuring out what it could do.
Yes.
He's a curious boy.
Yeah.
He's going to want to know what's in the box. Yeah, he's probably going to accidentally open it.
And again, making the deal with them, as soon as he figures out what's going on, that's all going to be the same as you say. Do we still need Steve? Do we want to keep him? Because he doesn't really serve any purpose from this point onwards.
No, I mean, he's the kind of useless love interest at this point. He doesn't actually do anything. No. Really. I think at the very, very end, he gets the box into her. He kicks the box towards her or something at the very, very end when the... he tries to stop the thing and it knocks him across the room, and that's about it. No, that's about it. He doesn't even do that, no. Yeah, so no, he serves no further purpose in this story.
Just for inclusion, we can have him turn up at the hospital, but then we don't see him again.
Yes.
If we want to. Which again, it's never really explained how he knew that she was there, but...
Yeah, of all the people to turn up at the hospital, him.
Yeah. With regards to the ending... that Billy gets back to the house, and again it would be our final because movie. He arrives back at the house at the same time as his dad. Obviously they both live there, so there's no need to knock on the door.
Right.
They can just let themselves in.
Okay, I'm with you so far.
Get into the house, start searching all of the rooms. Billy probably goes straight up to the attic because that's where everything had kicked off. Either he's on his own or him and his dad go up to the attic. They find the steaming remains of a body in the room.
Yes.
They think it's Frank. They don't know where anybody else is. From somewhere else in the house, you hear Lynn calling.
This is where I have a problem.
Rand obviously thinks it's his wife. He heads out the house. That's when you get the door slam shut, and then you get the Cenobites turn up and say, we want the person who did this.
Right. The problem I have is Lynn's voice.
I see. I mean, because they didn't change Andrew Robinson's voice.
No, they didn't.
But then again, it's closer. It's a man's voice compared to a woman.
I was going to say Frank's got a very deep voice.
It's Frank. It's Uncle Frank.
It could be they hear a noise and they think, oh, they must be Lynn.
Right.
It's the only thing that I would say I could think of in that.
I mean, like, a scream would be possible. Yeah. A man can scream as high-pitched as a woman. I learned that myself the first time I had to scream on film.
Yes.
It's surprising how high-pitched your voice can actually go.
It's true.
So that might be a way to distract them, to try and sidestep this issue. But eventually we're going to run into the problem of Frank's voice.
Well, I'm imagining that when we get the reveal, it's clearly obvious that it's not her because the skin is stretched too tight across his frame. We can make it really distorted and make it clearly obvious.
Yeah.
So then we can. Then it's actually an advantage because we can then just superimpose this distorted kind of made up version of Lynn.
Yeah, because he's bigger than Lynn, isn't he? Yeah. Easily.
So it's her skin stretched over his frame.
Oh, should be. Oh, that'd be a lovely makeup job for the guys in the effects department.
Yeah, and then you just superimpose. You just dub in his voice coming out of her mouth.
Yeah,
which would be absolutely horrible.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
But again, I mean, little things that we can do, like where Pinhead says we want the man who did this. We just to string the audience along for a bit longer, we want the one who did this. So we don't know. Yeah. And then it's when they go down. So you get the thing is where they see Lynn from behind and she turns around and you see the skin's all stretched across.
Yeah, he'd still have that reaction of, no, you can't, it's my father. Yeah. Because he hasn't seen her. Yes. Quote unquote, yeah.
I don't know what it is. I just felt like we can't kill Rand. He's just too lovable a character to...
Yeah, I mean, it's horrible that we're killing anybody. But this is the movie we're in.
Yes. I think it's acceptable that Lynn dies because...
she's the sinner in the scenario.
Exactly. And again, I mean, and that was, I think, for this particular one that we've done here, that was my biggest problem with it, is the position that we've put her in. There's no other way out. I don't think for her there would ever be any kind of coming back from that.
Mm-hmm. I understand what you're saying, yes. Yeah. It would destroy her as a person.
Exactly. So, again, it's a horrible thing that happens to her now, but it's the only viable story.
I mean, the character is presented in Gremlins as a sweet, good-natured woman. Mm-hmm. The things she's been forced to do and endure over the last few days, it would break anyone.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I just like this idea of there being a kind of like a face-off between Frank wearing Lynn's skin against Rand and Billy.
Yes.
And I did also think, it just occurred to me earlier this afternoon, there's that bit where they try and get to the door and he kind of goes for him and then the trains get him. Mm-hmm. They're going to say, Rand pulls out the bathroom buddy and squirts him in the eye with some toothpaste from the bathroom buddy. Just as a slight moment of comedy.
As a little call out, yeah. Yeah. Just at the last minute. I'm sorry, Clive. I know we took your movie and made something weird and broken out of it. I'm sorry, Clive. And to all of your fans.
Please feel free to write us into your stories and destroy us in terrible ways. Because I mean, we could still play out all of the stuff when sort of Frank's trying to hunt for them. So like Billy going into the spare room looking for weapons. So we still get the reveal of the bodies.
Yes, absolutely.
Jesus in the wardrobe.
But what we would lose, Jesus in the wardrobe. Yeah, what we'd lose would be the no hard feelings bit.
Yeah.
That would be... I just can't see... There's no way, unless we're going to kill Rand, that's going to even happen.
No. Again, there's also that other bit that's never properly explained in Hellraiser, is obviously Julia dies on the stairs and then suddenly she's in the bedroom. Is that the Cenobites have put her there?
I'm assuming it was the Cenobites.
Okay. So we would lose that. So that's the only other thing that we need
Which is funny, because they had no claim on her.
No.
She never opened the box.
No. That's the only thing that we need to address is how do they get the box back? Because that's where Kirsty gets the box. Julia's holding it, and she takes it out of Julia's hands.
Oh.
But that's the only sticking point that I can see.
Oh, shit.
Unless we tie it into the moment with the bathroom buddy, blinds Frank so that one of them can grab the box off him.
All right, but that's the last time we're stretching credulity.
Yeah.
We've already had our 3 Because movies. We're starting to get into... I mean, I'll go along with that. I can agree that it could work.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, so we can move that...
But we have to stop stretching shit here.
No, we can move that bit with the bathroom buddy thing. We can move that to when they're facing off with him elsewhere in the house. Mm. So they've already got the box by the time they get back up to the attic when the Cenobites appear.
Yes, because otherwise the comedy would be right in the middle of the confrontation with the Cenobites, and that would be all wrong.
Yeah, it would be all wrong.
Just wrong.
So if you do it earlier, that's how they get the box.
Yeah.
Or even if it's a case of, in that confrontation, the box gets knocked out of Frank's hand or wherever he's got it stashed.
Yeah.
And then once they're trying to get away from the Cenobites after they've killed Frank, they stumble across it again.
I like that option better because it's got a more organic feel to it. And if they take it away from him, why aren't they using it constantly?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. At least because it can be like, oh my god, they're coming for us, and then it kind of trips over and finds it, and so we get to keep a bit of a chase element in there as well.
Yeah, it keeps the tension high.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, actually, we might have just about gotten through it.
Okay. So they get out of the house. I'm kind of imagining Rand going, hey, that's fascinating. Let me have a look at that thing. And Billy's like, no.
No, under no circumstances.
It could be the big one. Yeah, no. And then we'd still get an equivalent of them out by the, wherever it is, throwing it in the fire.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, the way the transition happens, sometimes it seems like it's another place where there's a big fire happening, but actually I think it's meant to be the ruins of the house.
Because there's there's a chair there on fire.
Yeah, that happens. Mm-hmm. We get our skeleton, like Draco Lich demon, and
the story ends.
What's your pleasure, sir?
Yep. Fantastic.
Fuck me, we actually got through it. Once again. Skin of teeth.
Yes, we have proved that the Peltzers can mostly survive Hellraiser.
Well, mostly.
Mostly.
We did stretch a few things.
We did. But again, that's just the way it goes sometimes with these, unfortunately.
Well, there we are. There you have it, folks.
Okay, so that's one down. We're going to go back to our Christmas thinking caps.
Oh, indeed.
And get ready to put the Cottons in Kingston Falls for a jolly, jolly white Christmas.
Indeed.
With just a touch of green.
Just a little.
Anyway, do come back and join us on Thursday? No, that's tomorrow. Come back and join us on Friday for Act 1 of Gremraiser. Until then, take care.
As always, guys, TTFN.
Ba 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 ba.